It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do even no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. My egun don't come, oh, yo. Man of the masses, my ego don't come, my ego diary politico, my ego don't come, this man not the off in mind.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo do.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live. Kindly let me know if the audio is perfect or not.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube, Mayegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Now share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. I've brought to you another interesting night. And I promise you, I am going to pay attention to the audio this time. So please share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun, Mayegun diary, ẹ fara balẹ̀ sẹ́ o, kẹ́gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu. Mayegun
diary. It is no longer them say, then talk, then don't, and the rest of that. Yesterday, which happened to be the deadline, we received the reports, and I have the report here with me. The presidential election petition of Peter Obi was submitted to the tribunal yesterday. But that is actually not the crux of the matter. It is the content of that petition. Bege is about to happen. Share this broadcast.
lórí YouTube. Máyégún ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé. Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Máyégún máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé.
Tonight, I am also going to take you through a trip of demystifying some lies that has become a generation lie or generational lies about Nigeria, especially about the Igbo people of the eastern extraction of Nigeria. Please share this broadcast.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé. Ayé ẹ̀sùn láti. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight. This platform, the diary, that keeps the record of happenings in Nigeria. And that is why it is always, Mayegun's content are always dated. If you search for any historical, political happenings in Nigeria, as you are reading about them, Mayegun's diary political analyzes them and makes it so simple for the people, you and myself, to understand how deeper the actions of the Nigeria politicians hurt us. How much of deceit that is packaged for us as one Nigeria. That's what I do. Because to me, the primary problem of Nigeria is injustice. Whether injustice is small, whether it is big, whether the injustice is against individual or it is against an entire ethnic group, it is the same, right? To me, an injustice to one is an injustice to all. An injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. That is my own theory, right? Humanity comes first. And Nigeria politicians have taught me, as young as I am, they have taught me, right, to what? To look before I leap. To never play into their hands when they begin to play their usual cards. Religion, tribe, ethnic, class, and so many other useless and divisive tactics that they've been using. So I chose, right, to share my own understanding of the criminals ruling Nigeria who actually don't have any respect for tribe, ethnic, region, or religion, anyone. All they care about is themselves. That is why in their caucus, in their level, they don't treat themselves as Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, this or that. No. But they will continue to remind you that you must uphold that, right? So that to keep you divided. You know that? So understanding this will first give you the clearer picture, or let's say an insight into how the Nigeria politicians, the Nigeria establishment, when we say establishment, that is beyond government now, right? It includes all the elites. It includes all the religious houses, all of them working in cahoots to ensure that whatever is the agenda of the establishment in all over you, control, right, is adhered to 100%. So when you begin to understand this, you are likely going to disagree like myself. A lot of people disagree. Some takes it to the extreme. They've disconnected themselves with Nigeria totally. And it's like the number is increasing every day. Who are those making that happen? The criminal politicians in Nigeria. So if you join Mayegun's Diary Political on this platform, okay, we do more than talk about what is going on in Nigeria. we delve into helping those we considered as vulnerable among the victims of the bad leadership in Nigeria, especially in Yoruba land. On this platform, I'll show you something. This is for those of you who are just joining, okay? On this platform, right? Not only just taking the criminals in Nigeria to task and breaking the chain of division, which is their own ultimate power. They've had it all over us many times. When they started the propaganda of Igbo, go back, Igbo should go back, this or that, right? And everything that follow on this platform, you see Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, Ijaw, Shekiri, Fula, everyone here. In a way, they were like kind of prepared mentally. And that is why some of you just joined Mayegun's Diary Political. You might meet some people here, the way they react to what is going on in Nigeria, to the way you are reacting. It's not because they are insensitive. It is because they have somehow over the years, they have been mentally prepared by understanding everything about these criminals without having to believe anything that comes out of their mouth. So this is a mixture now, especially for those of you who just joined us, okay? So talking about taking it beyond talking about the problems, also going out there to help, right? Take a look at this. People on this platform made this happen for young children, for children, school children in Yoruba land, right? Who are among the most affected by the impoverishment of the people of Nigeria. They don't talk much about them. When their parents become poor, the children suffers more. Their education suffers more. Their nutrition suffers more, right? Including their safety. They become vulnerable to those who can take advantage of them, including sexually assault and harass them. Nobody talks much about them. But guess what? This is where the breeding ground for the Agberos you are witnessing in Yoruba today. This is the breeding ground. It's never been this bad. But Agberoism in Yoruba land today is becoming a thing of pride to young people who have been denied proper education. So this platform didn't just talk about that. We went all out to reach out to over 10,000 school children across Yoruba land, give them support educationally, including paying their school fees, uniform, sandals, just to be there to understand how bad Nigeria has happened to us as a people. And if there's any reason to say Yoruba Shuronu, I think this should be your reason to Ronu. And the people who actually did this to us, they are the people who are telling us to be so scared of non-Yorubas, especially Igbos. Look at our children. But like I said, concerned Yorubas and non-Yorubas on Mayegun's Diary Political. That's how good we are here. Yorubas, non-Yorubas. I can tell you this because I have all the data. Yorubas and non-Yorubas they put together millions of naira to help the victims of bad governance in Yoruba land. So if you're asking us what right do we have to want this old hegemony, this old establishment to crumble and get destroyed? Well, this is one of the reasons. Just before we get started fully today, introduction to what else we do on Mayegun's Diary Political. This is the Back to School project of the Yoruba Union on this platform. Thank you very much. I will show you more of this. In fact, we will talk more about this, more on this in the coming days. However, let's get down to the business of today. I bet you have read the caption, Abi, the description as well. Have you liked the broadcast, if I may ask? Shared it. If you have done all of that, thank you. Now you can sit back and relax, and we can talk. The legal battle that Obi promised. Hang on. How is the audio before I continue? Because I don't really want to get started, because it's like once I get started, I'm not really scripted. You know what I mean? So I can't really take it back fully. So let me know if the audio is pretty much great. So beautiful. The caption says that Obi has approached the court as he was told to. And he is requesting for 5 prayers from the court. Among the prayers are that Tinubu, number 1, violated the electoral law by presenting forged educational certificates. So he will need to prove that. The Chicago University that he said he went, Aroloya Grammar School that he said he went. So now they couldn't find the Aroloya because the school doesn't exist. But Chicago University exists. Okay? But there is something from that. The Bola Tinubu that is registered with as a student at the Chicago University was a girl, not a boy. So all this complicated stuff, right? The Chicago University has accepted, according to Obi, they've accepted to be a witness to say Kolu didn't come to their school. No. The second one is the conviction of Tinubu as heroin trafficker in America. Now, you know, this has been making news here and there. Great. It's nothing. Nigeria, DSS, Nigeria Security, and the Nigerian court couldn't stop him. So who's going to stop him now? Maybe nobody, Abi. But for your information, the DEA that investigated and make deal with Tinubu on his heroin deal and trafficking in America, as well as the FBI, the agent that worked on his heroin case and money laundering in America, they have also accepted to be witness. Somebody said they don't have jurisdiction. But don't worry. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. You will know whether witnesses can be called, subpoenaed, locally or internationally. You're about to find out. Okay? So some people are now saying that, it be like say Obi won't make, bringing America into it, the heroin deal in America and the rest of that, simply means international media will be interested in what is going on or what is being revealed in your court. That is number 1 prayer. Number 2 prayer is that of the shitty man, Boko Haram sympathizer. There is more about his own record too. So they want both of them disqualified. Number 1 prayer. Among the prayers, is that, that's number 2 rather, number 2 prayer. Number 3 prayer is that Tinubu no score 8 million votes. They should call INEC to come and explain. Sure you get? Which would then have to force INEC to present evidence of 8.7 million they announced for Kolu. Obi said they have their own results. Despite all of the violence and all of, they have their results. That if the court will compare both, they should declare him the winner. Do you get that? That they should declare him the winner of the candidate that scored the majority of the valid votes. He now said, considering 1 and 2, Tinubu's questionable education, his drug dealing background, both of them that violate your electoral acts in Nigeria, should get both of them disqualified. And if he, as the winner, is seen not to have scored enough satisfactory votes according to the courts, then they should cancel the entire election and order for a new election where Tinubu and the Shettima, they will never be part of that election. These are the demands. You want me to show you? Take a look. Right? This is Peter Obi's election petition. If you want the link, I'm going to do something, right? You can take your time to read it. I know a lot of you have opinions right now about what will happen or what can happen. But I can tell you this free of charge. APC, Egbekegbe, they are not happy. They are jittery. This is an exposure. Do you get that? They would have to bring everybody to come and swear to an affidavit. They would have to come and swear in court in anything they want to say in defense of Tinubu. Now, the American government, through their own embassy in Nigeria, they've condemned both presidential and governorship elections. And according to them, they are more interested in the court case now. Sure you get? And why that is going on, everyone that participated in the violence, the rigging and the rest, you know, they talk about Nigeria as if to say they love Nigeria. Their families don't live in Nigeria. Sure you get? Every little opportunity they get, they move their families out of Nigeria so that they can come back there as a graveyard where they come to like vultures to look for the carcass of dead bodies, like your dead bodies. Then once they have what they want to get, they take them out, they go out there to go and refresh, and they come back again as scavengers as they are. Sure you get? So when they begin to have problems, visiting their loot, especially their families. Now this will begin to have its own effect on them, not because they will change. It's not because you want them to change. Sure you get now. It is because they have to feel or have a taste of their own poison. So what this means is that this is different. Town hall is different. You know that? Now, petition, presidential petition is different from Bulaba and Balabulu. Because the first response of APC, Egbekegbe, mind you, this is unofficial. It's not confirmed, right? There is a rumor that Tinubu is not well as we speak. Not well means that with an excuse of the campaign is taking a toll on him. So they want him to have bed rest. Taking him abroad is going to raise a huge suspicion. Sure you get? And it's also going to open window for different, what do you call it, suspicion and all that. Sure you get? So they don't want to take him abroad yet. Now, Obi don't launch court case. They have recommended bed rest for Kolu. Sure you get now. So the same way they were popping him up left, right, and center for the past 8 months or so, so they might be bringing him out once in a while, like, you know, like a deity. Now, Obi stated, I don't want to be reading all of this. I've shared the, let me see if I've shared the link. So please, I'll share the link in the comment. Save the link and you can read it. You can read the whole petition later. But this is the full copy. Everything stated. Sure you get? According to INEC, the obedient were able to win in 12 states and FCT, making it a 13. Tinubu won in 12 states, according to INEC. Atiku won in 12 states, according to INEC. So INEC itself is on trial for violating its own law, the law that they used in defrauding Nigerians and the rest of the world, that they were going to conduct an election. Okay, these are the prayers. Let me go on back. I've shared the link. If you are watching on, if you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, just check the comment. Okay, I have shared the link, and I will try to reshare it again for those who are watching live and asking. Sure, you get that. So these are the prayers. The petitioners therefore seek the following relief from this honorable court. 1. They first pray as follows: that it be determined that at the time of the presidential election held on the 25th of February 2023, the second and third respondents were not qualified to contest election. That it be determined that all the votes recorded for the second respondent in the election are wasted votes, owing to the non-qualification and disqualification of second and third respondents. 3. That it be determined that on the basis of the remaining votes, after discontinuing the vote accredited to the second respondent, Tinubu, and first petitioner scored a majority of the lawful votes cast at the election and had not less than 25% of the votes cast in each of at least 2/3 of the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and satisfied the constitutional requirements to be declared the winner of the 25th February 2023 presidential election. Now, 2, that it be determined that the second respondent, Tinubu, having failed to score 1/4 of the vote cast at the presidential election in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, was not entitled to be declared and returned as the winner of the presidential election held on the 25th of February 2023. In the alternative to 2 above, an order cancelling the election and compelling the first respondent, INEC, to conduct a fresh election at which the second and third and fourth respondent shall not participate. Right? Then in the alternative to 1, 2, and 3 above, that it may be determined that the second respondent, Tinubu, was not duly elected by a majority of lawful votes cast in the election for the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria held on 25th February 2023, and therefore the declaration and return of the second respondent, Tinubu, as the winner of the presidential election are unlawful, unconstitutional, and of no effect whatsoever. So, 3 or 2, that it be determined that based on the valid votes cast at the presidential election of 25th February 2023, the first petitioner, Obi, scored the highest number of votes cast at the election and not less than 1/4 of the votes cast at the election in each of at least 2/3 of all the states in the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and ought to be declared and returned as the winner of the presidential election. And 3, in part, an order directing the first respondent, INEC, to issue the certificate of return to the first petitioner, Obi, as the duly elected president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And 4, that it be determined that the certificate of return wrongly issued to the second respondent, Tinubu, by the first respondent, INEC, is null and void and be set aside. Also in the further alternative to 1, 2, 3, and 4 prayers above, 5 and 1, that the presidential election conducted on 25th February 2023 is void on the ground that the election was not conducted substantially in accordance with the provisions of the Electoral Act 2022 and Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. So part 2 of the 5th prayer in their further alternative, an order cancelling the presidential election conducted on 25th February 2023 and mandating the first respondents, INEC, to conduct a fresh election for the office of the president, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And these are the lawyers: Dr. Onyechi Ikpeazu, PIN Ekweto, Chief Ben Anachebe, Sebastian Ono, I don't know. And that's the list. Dayo Ashonebare, Unamdi Awa Kalu. Yeah, I have shared the link there with you, and I indulge you to go take a look and read. Is quite detailed. So the first respondent, INEC, has been served. The second respondent, which is number 26, Bodilon Road, Ikoyi, Tifnumbu. The third respondent, which is Kashim Shettima, New GRA, Maiduguri, Borno State. The fourth respondent, APC National Headquarters, Adetokunbo Ademola Crescent, Wuse 2, Abuja. So this is the petition that is going to be the talk and the fear of what the APC, Egbekegbe, are going to unleash their propaganda on. Talking about propaganda. Their propaganda of wanting to rule over a country by rigging and then violence, and then telling the Igbos to go back to Eastern Nigeria. I have something to share with you tonight. My advice for the Igbo businessmen and women outside Igbo land, not just Yoruba land, outside Igbo land generally, there's been a long-held myth. You cannot survive in Eastern Nigeria. That is why you have to leave your land and go everywhere all over the place. A lot of you know this is a myth. But with what happened in Lagos 2 days ago, okay, it is something that you should demystify. I will lead the charge in this regard to let you know that the Eastern region is not landlocked. Sure you get. And there is nowhere you are that the demand, if you are needed, they will find you. A lot of you today are international businessmen and women, from Okrika, from Oka straight to Taipei in Taiwan or what have you, where you are actually going there with prototype of something, an idea. You produce them and you bring them back to Nigeria and you turn them to money. So China is very far. Aba is not far. You just have to make the whole world see Aba as your China. And you don't have to do it right away. And mind you, Lagos and the politics of Lagos that has become a blight on the good image of the Yoruba people in Nigeria and all over the world. Historically, that Lagos that is telling you to go back to where you come from, other places in Yoruba land will gladly take you. Ask the Igbos, the Southeasterners who are doing their businesses in other part of Yoruba land. Ask them, what are the reception like? Ask let's ask our own brothers and sisters who have made their fortune by, from working in the eastern part of Nigeria. Who are those who dominate the oil industry, or should I say, the oil industry and everything associated with it in eastern part of Nigeria, including the Niger Delta? You will be shocked that they say when you throw a stone into the market, be guaranteed that there is possibility it will hit somebody from your homestead. But before I do that, right, somebody has something to say, and he has to be the deputy to Obi. According to him, right now in Nigeria, there is no there's no president-elect. And this worries Kolu. According to his presidential campaign council, the ones that have been bleating, shouting, screaming, and then raising tribal ethnic tension, that said that they can never apologize, the Igbos should stay away. The people are reacting. Guess what they are now saying? They said Tinubu, just like Buhari, that you will never hear from him directly. You will be hearing from the Presidency. The Presidency are the likes, the one that is the Presidency is Garbage Shehu. You know Garbage Shehu? Sorry if you are new. That's Garbage Shehu, okay? But for a long time, the veterans on this platform knows when I say Garbage Shehu, I'm referring to Garbage Shehu. Sorry. And then, when I say Femi Okonu Adeshina, you know why I'm referring to, yeah? So these two are the Presidency. They are those who speak to you when Buhari became deaf and dumb. You don't see him. Sure you get. Now, they are already, I told you that this is going to be Buhari Pro Max. Yeah? So, from their camp where they have been threatening fire and brimstone, brimstones, you know what they have done now? They now said, Tinubu said, is personally pained. I am pained by the recent developments where people are being profiled and they are being attacked. The election is over. Let the healing start. Omo, if you believe them at your own peril. These guys are evil, dark-minded, and they are dark dots, on our supposed silver line in a cloud. I will let this guy explain to you their present state on the Obi's legal case. Let's start with that. And the credit for this video goes straight to the Arise News. We are just using a fraction from what the interview we had with them. And we indeed say thank you for this piece. So yeah, let's listen. So that's Baba Ahmed.
Insane, but you asked the question. Some gentleman forfeited $460,000 in order not to go to prison. And now is a president-elect somewhere having assaulted the Constitution. Well, yes, we will put it in our petition.
Well, it is in your petition.
It is.
I mean, I saw
like I told you, we never expected them to behave the way they did, so we will hit them where they don't expect to be hit.
What if you go all the way to the Supreme Court and your case is thrown out? What then?
We are mortal beings. We are ordinary citizens. We never claim to be high and mighty. It has happened before. We just take it. Remember, Nigerians contested through Peter Obi and me. It is not Peter Obi and me contesting, it is Nigerians. So, Nigerians' obedience, we did our best. They are more powerful than us. Nigeria is a speck of dust. The whole world is a speck of dust. Nigeria is a stain on that speck of dust in Almighty God's creations. God will do with Nigeria what he feels like. Put it in the hand of drug lords, put it in the hand of murderers, put it in the hand of businessmen, educationists. God Almighty will decide that. So I am not bothered. Let Supreme Court decide. What I'll continue to do is to come back to tell you that the incoming government of Alhaji Tinubu and Shettima, from our own mortal understanding of Section 134, is going to be an unconstitutional government. Swearing in that government is as good as swearing in the Nigerian army. I'm not a careless talker. Before I came here, I did my research, I did my homework, I did my prayers. And I know what I'm saying, I repeat. Swearing in Alhaji Tinubu and Shettima is as good as swearing in another, because they are both unconstitutional. You have assaulted, you have violated Section 134. It was not in the place of Professor Yakubu, 4 a.m. to go and declare and interpret what clearly the Constitution, which is not a puzzle,
right?
Well, what about working document?
Right.
I keep saying that.
What about the process of this election? Because that's something that's contained in your petition as well. The Electoral Commission, INEC, has acknowledged that there were major technical hitches which affected the upload of the election results on its server, but they're not admitting to guilt or wrongdoing. That's just technical hitches. I mean, how are you approaching that?
I told you we do share responsibilities. And we are leaving what you're asking me to those who are exceptionally versed.
Right. The lawyers, basically.
The lawyers. And I am taking, for example, this angle of constitutionality. And at this point, maybe I should let you know that something called the Constitutional Crisis Resolution Group may soon come up with a simple, noble, principal objective of preventing the coming into effect of an unconstitutional government in Nigeria. Do you understand? We separate responsibilities.
Yes, but of course,
it
doesn't matter whatever constitutional group does. I mean, it's up to the courts now to make a decision.
When you finish listening to what this group will do, then you will understand that everything rests on the courts.
Right.
Because everything rests on the Constitution. We're saying the same thing. I keep telling you that the entire nation is a nation because we have a Constitution.
Yeah, but everything...
Which must not be abused.
No, I understand that, but everything rests on the interpretation of that Constitution by the courts.
This is where I've got you. Charles, Section 134 stands interpreted. I repeat, it stands interpreted.
Well, I've seen suggestions to that effect, but I think we need a reinterpretation in the courts.
Listen, go to the ends of this world and come back. The truth is the truth. The meaning of each can never change. The meaning of and can never change. Two people are sitting on this table, Charles Anyagolu and one guy from Labour Party. So you can never, ever change that. And that is why I have told you, the wisdom, which is higher intellect plus experience of their lordships, when eventually they make that ruling, which we will, I commit to accept their ruling today. Even though I don't believe in them, I and Peter will be committed to accepting their ruling.
Well, you don't have a choice. I mean, if that's what they decide,
exactly.
You don't have any other. That's the final.
They are our world. They are our world. They are our life.
But
listen. Yeah. I've told you. By the time they decide it, you and I will understand whatever they understand. Those people who wrote the Constitution are people like you and I. They speak the same English you and I wrote the GCE O-levels for. And I dare to tell you again that Section 134 and all other allied and related sections are already interpreted. They are to be followed. They are not a puzzle, I keep telling you, for anybody to play with.
Well, we'll have to again wait and see.
The Nigerian Constitution has been violated by INEC.
Right. But the decision...
The Nigerian Constitution has been violated by one reckless chairman
you've made that
of
point
INEC.
emphatically.
I have, and this has to be... This is what Nigeria is about now.
Right. I want to ask you this in the last minute that we've got.
Yes.
The decision of the tribunal, which should come within 180 days, is of course not final, and this could go, as we said, all the way to the Supreme Court for a conclusive verdict. So it could take upwards of a year, perhaps even longer. But you say you've got the stomach for that.
We do. We do have a stomach. We do have the attitude for, in fact, ensuring most of all, which is exactly why I'm here today, that an unconstitutional government must never be sworn in. Tinubu Shettima must never ever be sworn in because of the violation of the Constitution. So we're not talking of 1 year. We're talking of before 29th of May. It's either they go and create 6% out of thin air, and we said, you people have the power. Go ahead and swear in. I'm happier, really, that they can rig again after the election, after the results, and add 6%. Really, I'm happier than for them to go and swear in this president who, by clear definition, clear interpretation, whatever you call it, go and come back, section 134 has been breached. Nigerian constitution has...
And that is the problem of APC. The confidence at which Obi and his vice are talking are so convincing, plus what everybody witnessed in this charade called election that has caused so much division, that every time people look at Tinubu, they just see a thief. And to the Tinubu's camp, it in this whole thing has delegitimized Tinubu's supposed victory. They were supposed to be basking in the euphoria of this, what life is going to be, presidential life and all that stuff. But they can't. And if they are, they can't show it. And that's not the way it used to be. After 1 year campaign, rigorous campaign, battle here and there, you are declared the winner and you can't celebrate simply because these guys they continue to convince the people that they didn't win. And people are seeing them as thieves. They are calling the international communities not to recognize them as a legitimate government. That is huge. It's huge. More than say, they win with the go court. The European Union had this to say. Again, the credit for this video, this clip, goes to the Arise News. Please. Thank you.
Our preliminary statement concluded that there had been a lot of obstruction of the will of the people in the governorship and state assembly elections that took place on Saturday. Nevertheless, we also were able to record on a more positive note that civil society organizations have really been working hard to try to defend democratic standards here in Nigeria, and I think some credit is due there. I think the two things that I take away particularly is on the security front, it was extremely negative on Saturday, and it clearly discouraged some people from exercising their democratic right to make a choice, disenfranchise them. But also on the transparency side, there was some improvements in the performance of the election day process, the opening of the ballots, the polling units were on time for most of the time, and also the uploading of results onto the results viewing platform was done in real time as had been promised. So it was a mixed bag, but the overall voter participation on Saturday was extremely low and unfortunately doesn't tell a very happy tale.
Indeed, when you said there were some improvements in transparency of the process, from your observation, where are the areas that were lagging? Where could those other improvements could have happened?
Yeah, well, I think most of the problems occurred during the presidential election, where polling units opened very late, where distribution of sensitive election material took place in a fairly haphazard way, where the uploading of results onto IREV were very tardy, And as late as 10 p.m. on that day, there were still no results uploaded. And as we all were led to believe, this would be a great game changer where real-time information would be available, and that wasn't the case. And then there were major problems in collation centres. In some cases, collation centres weren't open. And to go back a little bit to BVAT, sometimes they weren't operated properly by polling officers. So they were the main issues around transparency. And clearly, because that didn't operate very well on the 25th of February, it discouraged a lot of people from voting because they came to the conclusion that their vote didn't matter. And that's a really bad situation to be in, because already you have a low voter participation, now compounded by a lack of faith in the integrity of the overall process. So we tried to draw attention to that in the preliminary statement which we made this afternoon.
Right, so your sense then is that there were lots of small fire outbreaks, if you like, in this governorship election that had to be put out one by one, and you think the authorities managed to keep a handle on it and it didn't become an inferno. But you've said that your group's mission in Nigeria is to strengthen democracy. Do you think the election met the standard for strengthening democracy based on criteria that are internationally acceptable?
Well, first of all, to draw that conclusion, it would require us to compare it to previous elections. And that's not something we do. So this is a fresh mandate. This mission looks at this election and this election alone. And at the end of our process, which is coming in June, we'll publish a final report which will contain conclusions and recommendations. And it's in that report that you will find the type of conclusions I think that you're referring to. But it is impossible to ignore the deficits that have occurred during the course of this overall general election, including the presidential. And it is difficult as well to point to progress being made in terms of the democratic story of Nigeria. So it's premature for us to draw those conclusions. Today's preliminary statement is based on what we observed so far, and as I said, our long-term observation.
And yada, 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 yada. You know, Igbo, he won't want Nigeria to quote him that they took a stand on this. So that's why they always call their reports preliminary. They will go back to their country before they give the conclusive reports. Sure you get. So talking about going to courts, immediately, even before the rigging, we have said it that once they rig you, the process of elections in Nigeria is like war, and they are like in stages, okay? So the first one, you stand that you want to contest an election. And then they will give you the rules. You are going to be rigged. When you are rigged, they will tell you to go to court. Go to court. But when you get to court, you will realize that they also control the court and the judges, tribunal and everywhere. So it depends on how much you can bribe your way and the rest. So after you go to court, on technicality, even when you prove your case, on technicality, they can throw it out. And then if you decide to go out and protest, they can then unleash their terror on you. These are the stages of participating in Nigeria elections. So if you then somehow pull the crowd, face the system, people will die. They will kill people. Yeah? And they will do everything to still make sure that it doesn't happen. But if you have to tell a story of facing them and then defeating them in any of their political whatever, it's always a very sad tale to tell for people who dare them. That is Nigeria politics. But you see this Obi, he faced them. He changed the electoral calendar and cycle in Nigeria. The reason why you have a different electoral cycle, election cycles in Nigeria today, where some states are having different dates for their own governorship election. Now this Peter Obi. And he did so when the Uba brothers, who were controlling Anambra at the time, thugs and all that, with the federal power. Obi, a trader, said he wanted to be governor. They were laughing at him. It was rigged out. They were laughing at him. Ngige, that inherited or benefited from that rigging then, he was governor. After maybe about 6 months, they kidnapped him, the Uba brothers, just to tell you how powerful those criminals were, Andy and Chris. This trader, Obi, faced them. And when he finally defeated them, crushed them, and all of that, he changed the electoral calendar of Nigeria. Usually, all states in Nigeria, they do election the same time, governorship election, presidential election. It was this Obi that changed the whole thing. Opened the way. And others benefited. Others like Adams Oshiomhole of Edo. People like Kayode Fayemi. The likes of Aregbe Baba Kabiru of Osun, who benefited from that. So maybe this is going to be your first time of seeing presidential election upturned, and you'll be like, so that is why APC unleash or about to unleash the second or third stage of their propaganda. Igbos go back home. Igbos this, Igbos that. It's going to be what I'm going to say next. We're talking about courts. Pastor Ruga once said how Tinubu encouraged them to follow the footstep of Peter Obi, to go and reclaim all of their stolen mandates in the states that PDP robbed them. This one is way back, but this is a reminder, a flashback. Please listen.
In 2007, when our party, then the ACA, was rigged out of elections in Osun, in Ekiti, in Ondo, and in Edo State, I was asked, he invited me to his residence, as Ashiwaju invited me to his residence at Bodilon. And he said to me, the only way by which we can possibly reclaim the states that have been taken away from us by this rigging is going through the courts. And he said to me that the only way is by proving that there was multiple voting. In other words, proving that a few people simply thumbprinted ballot papers, dumped the ballot papers into ballot boxes, and they were counted in favor of the opposition, then of course the PDP. He then said to me that the only way we can do this is by somehow, he says, I don't know how you are going to do it, but somehow proving by forensic evidence that this is exactly what happened. I said to him, I said, Ashiwaju, look, nobody has ever proved an electoral case, an electoral petition by forensic evidence. There's just no history of it. He said, and I said, what is even more? We have over a million ballot papers. If we consider all of the ballot papers in each of these states, there are over a million, or in fact at the time there were about 1.3 million ballot papers, putting together all the states. And how can we prove multiple voting? He said, you know, Yemi, I've told you what my own view is. You just go and look for a way of sorting this out. So I went to the UK and met with possibly the most experienced fingerprint expert in the entire United Kingdom, a gentleman called Adrian Forty, introduced to me by some of the QCs who I'd worked with in the UK.
But we discovered that our friends in that other political party were able to cast their votes in 5 seconds, because all they were doing was simply thumbprinting. They just simply take out a booklet and thumbprint as many as possible. So we were able to demonstrate all of that in court. Cut a long story short, one by one, we were able to get back the states that had been taken away from us.
What he didn't tell you was that they were able to also pay the judges more to give those states back to them. Where there is one judge, one single judge, that gave the judgment to all these ACN, Egbewiri. Those ones who were given landed properties in Ikoyi, given landed properties in Ajar, and some of them given money. You know that judge? They call him Adefarati. Yes, Adefarati. So when they decided to investigate all the judgment that returned the likes of Oshiomole, Aregbemugbo Baba Kabiru, Ifayewon of Ekiti, you know what I mean? They discovered that Tinubu has compromised him. When they were about to sack him, arrest him, it was then that APC, Egbekegbe, came to power. They just quickly eased him out and they retired him. Yes, I said it. Go and check. So somebody is now going to court. We use forensic. You said he should go to court. And he's going to court. But you are still not happy. Now, let me tell you something. You remember when I said that the Igbos in... no, let's even just stop saying Igbos. Easterners, including some of you that and including all of you that they call the South too. You are not South too. But we can use Niger Delta, okay? Or we just address you with your nationality. Ijoy, Shekiri, and all that, yeah? To the rest of to the rest of Nigerians, all of you, you are Igbos. And the same fate awaits you in the hand of these dangerous people in Yoruba land and across Nigeria. Okay? So let's start from there. If you are from Delta, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Bayelsa, listen to me very well. Okay? I am not going to pretend that there is no existential, what do you call it, difference between yourself and the Igbos. Historically, your story is not different from the stories they told some of us about every tribe in Nigeria. If everyone wants to actually be honest with the kind of prejudices that we were raised with, right? Then you realize that we all have the same thing. But you know one thing about history? As much as they said that if you don't learn from history, you are bound to repeat it, Abi? But one thing you should remember is this. Do not be a prisoner or do not be prisoners of that same history. When you read your history, you learn from it. But when you learn from it, you don't learn the horrible part of it and then relive it. You are doubling or you are hurting yourself in a very, very terrible way. Now, if what I'm saying is not sounding or making any sense to you, let me break it down for you. Nigeria is a politically wrongly formed and forced together country. We are pretending to actually like ourselves. Meanwhile, we can't wait for any opportunity to kill ourselves. Any opportunity. That's how you do. That's how your people do. That's how your people they do. They love to, oh yeah, kill him, burn him. Sure you get. But you can save all of that. The APC, Egbekegbe, they have shown that their power or maintenance of that power lies in the division that many of you are drowning in right now. So when you learn the horrible part of your history, you are hurting yourself the second time. But there is something called brotherhood, collaboration, partnership. The fact that you actually share the proximity together is enough for you to tell yourselves the truth, not what Nigeria told you that you keep repeating with yourselves. When I made that call, that if you are from the eastern part of Nigeria and you have all this, your life investment, everything outside your region, the future of Nigeria that you have right now, implores you to begin, to divest your investments. When I made that call, out of ignorance or out of anger or rage, somebody came on and he said, "Thank you, Jarimayegun. Once the Igbos leave Lagos now, Lagos will turn to a desert." I said, listen, I understand your anger or your frustration, okay? And I understand why you are feeling like that too. Lagos, especially this Agberos, what do you call this, Lagos Abobakus, these Alakpama Shishes, jobless, lazy scavengers, like their leaders, entitled, jobless, miscreants, so to say. But do you know something? These guys are the loudest, no doubt. They have access to money because they could extort for free, right? But they don't represent the majority of the people that live in Lagos. Yeah, they are bigoted, and of course, APC have members, don't you know? APC have members. Old men, old women, some of the, miseducated, ill-educated, and then poorly educated people, ignorant people, illiterates, who they could take advantage of. The people that feed fat on their propaganda. Somebody who is educated will not think like this, you know. There's no Yoruba. Now, talking about education. Education is not just about going to school, being able to read and write. That is another ignorant thing to say, to know. Education is not just being able to read and write. Yeah? But you see, when you see bigots, you give me a sec. I will be back. I want to mix something up there, and then we can continue with this. Don't go anywhere.
And the only way out for us is to continue to do that in the next 4 years. This particular aspirant, as you all know, you can go and check it. The records are there. This is somebody that has been arrested for spending fake American dollars in a nightclub in America, and he's been detained for months. And he knows that he has won mock shots for months before this whole thing was quenched. He's also known that he doesn't have the competence to do what he's being propelled to do. The records are there in Bagala General Hospital. This is somebody that has gone for rehabilitation before. We don't want to go too far, but we know. Are we not? Now the truth is this. We don't want to talk about all the things that we know, but we know that, our leadership should have a rethink. Because the truth is this. I will not stand here on the mandate of Lagosians and then allow.
Anyway, thanks for that. We'll come back to that. Ironically, that what is said there actually described Sanwo-Iku, perfectly well. Let's say to give a madman a cutlass is not a problem. But to now ask the madman to return the cutlass, that is the problem. And I think that's exactly what Sanwo-Olu showed all of you in Lagos. That you have elected a madman. You opened your eyes, you elected a madman. Give him cutlass. They're going to cut you, yeah, show. When I come, they talk, so yeah, Mr. Governor, you don't do. Bring the cutlass. Stop cutting us. You think it's going to be easier? Now you do know better, Abi. It's going to be a long road to freedom. So this young man came and he said, Lagos will turn to desert. I said, no, don't think like that. No. Number one, Lagos might have been what it is. There are Igbos, there are non-Yorubas from all over Nigeria that are living peacefully in every part of Yoruba land. The propaganda of the Igbo said Lagos is no man's land, is no man's land, is no man's land, is APC sponsored propaganda. It worked because they are able to put that fear in Yorubas and non-Yorubas alike. They were able to receive the protection of the Nigerian state, where thugs were unleashed on the Nigerian citizens to stop them from exercising their franchise. Do you understand? So it's Lagos. And Lagos, like Tiwa Savage said, sex tape le baye mi je, agbero le boruko Yoruba je, atagbero to wọ suit, atagbero to wọ nika, agbero is agbero. Yorubas will deal with them. We have now seen, in fact, what they did in Lagos opened our eyes to the danger that is lurking around us. When they have no Igbos to attack, listen, before they could identify Igbos. Now they don't even give a damn. Okay, if you are from eastern part of Nigeria, Niger Delta or anywhere, you are Igbo, you know safe. They are not stopping there. If you are a Yoruba man or woman that's mistakenly look like Igbo, you could be targeted. Now that Peter Obi has decided to take their drug lord into international trial, everyday expose, Tinubu will be skeletoned. You get what that means? This is going to put more and more and more people into their profiling category to attack massively, selectively, and kill. So, when they have no Igbos to attack, now the Yorubas they will be attacking. You this Yoruba, you are Malay Yoruba. Why are you against Tinubu? Tinubu is our leader. You know what I mean? So all they need is just to give a reason to kill anybody. It doesn't matter whether Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, it doesn't matter. APC, Egbe have shown us that they have grown home terrorists in Yoruba land from Lagos State. And before the O virus contaminates the entire Yoruba land, Yorubas will do something. So don't worry. And Lagos is not going to be a desert, forget that. Because even if they say, even if the eastern Nigeria is turned to the Japan of Africa, a lot of Yorubas will relocate to the eastern Nigeria for job and the expertise they can offer. Trust me on that. And a lot of Igbos, they will remain in Lagos to still serve and live there, run their businesses. But what I advised you is not to create that barrier per se. I have realized that the concentration of commerce in the western part of Nigeria has had over 70% contribution from those who are not from the region at all. Do you want me to explain? The non-Yorubas who actually contributed economically, I'm talking about, bigly, hugely, to the commercial arts center they call Lagos today. 70% of those who actually made that fortune there, who built that city with that name, they are not your politicians. Look at the infrastructure in the city, road, electricity, and all that. They are the worst of the worst. That's the job of the politicians, Abi. Your politicians. But look at the private sectors and things they have done in Lagos and what Lagos State is reckoning from them. Go and check the owners of all these businesses. When you check who are the owners of all these businesses, they are non-Yorubas, including non-Nigerians. So what does that tell you? It simply means if they are not respected with that huge investment, they can divest. Sure you get? Which means they don't concentrate 100% of their investment in a region that disrespect them so much. They can start building same back home, like in Oso or in Osin Moto, in Osin Cars. An Igbo man from Anambra building the biggest car manufacturing plants in the entire Africa, but is not probably, the only person who have that capacity. There are Igbo billionaires everywhere. We read them, we see them. They have streets everywhere. You know what I mean? You need to begin to learn that. And if you don't want to go back to the east, Ogun State is not far from Lagos. Sure you get. And it's not far from the port. You can take our place. A lot of our people will come to Ijebu. People will travel down to Ijebu to come and buy your stuff. If you think east is far, Ijebu youth, Ijebu community, they will get access. They will enjoy that economy you're going to create in that area. Then Ogun State government, of course, they will make their money from it, and you are never going to have to encounter. I say, but Igbos are saying Yoruba land is no man's land. No, they didn't say that. No, they didn't. And they say the Igbos always say no, they didn't. Your propaganda is just to get the political criminals looting Lagos not to lose their feeding bottle. You should be courageous enough to say that. Igbos are not there putting gun on your head to take your land. You know that. A lot of you are coming out to confess now. Fine. But look at this. Look at this. You see this young man, that is the guy that tweeted that to punish the Igbos because one of them decided that he wanted to be president of Nigeria. How dare he? So they want Nigeria to stop food production, supply of food to the eastern Nigeria. What an insult. What an insult. That they should do something to them like Gowon did. This is somebody making the mockery of over 5 million Biafrans, the Igbos, children and the women that Nigeria slaughtered. He's making a mockery of that because in Nigeria, the history of that horrible genocide was downplayed. The murderers, the genocidists who killed the millionaires in Igbo land to keep them as part of Nigeria, they never stood any trial. Rather, they got rewarded. Their names are on different monumental buildings in Nigeria. Muritala Muhammad International Airport. That's a man that carried out a genocide on innocent people. They were waving white flag because they heard that there is ceasefire and the war has ended. To welcome the Nigerian army in Asaba. Women, children, waving white flags. Muritala got there and he ordered his troop to kill all of them and enter the village and kill all of them. Really? Muritala is the picture of the man on their 20 naira notes. Is honored. His name is on the airport in Nigeria. Nigeria's busiest airport is named after a genocidist, a murderer. So why won't somebody joke about it? Why won't somebody just sit and say, for Igbos to have tried to take the feeding bottle of our people in Lagos, we must kill them again by starving them? Why won't they joke about it? So as a Yoruba man, right, let me tell you, we have started reporting those ones that we can identify in the UK, okay? All you have to do is to go on Google. If you are living in the UK, okay, go on Google. Go to the Home Office website. Search for Home Office. So when you get onto their website, then there is a section there. There is a section there that you can report online terrorism. Sure you get online terrorism, incitement, or inciting a tribal war in Nigeria. You can pick that. Then you see those people who are abroad, who are posting the Igbos must this, the Igbos must that, blah, 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 blah. Just screenshot or copy the link of their Facebook, copy the link of their Twitter. If they have a video uploaded, copy the link of that video on any platform. Go and attach them to your petition on the Home Office website, okay? They will contact them. Just do that. Don't worry about the rest. If you are living in the UK. If you are living in Canada, do the same thing. Go on Google, search for the Home Office of Canada. In America, do the same thing. It's so easy. So we are hunting them down. They will not be living in peace abroad, okay? And because of the criminals that are destroying Nigeria, dividing Nigeria, they will then be adding fuel so that innocent people can be hunted down simply because of where they come from when they have done nothing. So we are doing that right now. Please, go and do that. It's so free. It's free. You can even do it as you are watching this video. Go on Google, even if you don't know the website. Just go on Google. Search for Home Office UK. It will bring the official website. Okay? So once you go there, any of them you see on social media, anybody, if they are living in the UK, just do what I said. Right? Now, telling you to return and divest back is a two-way thing. That doesn't mean that there will be no Igbo in Yoruba land. So, bury the thought. We are Yoruba people. We are accommodating. You see these jobless, lazy, political Oshins, including the bigoted lunatics that are listening to them and sharing the nonsense they are sharing. There is a myth that you need to demystify. And like I said, if the people of Niger Delta, who the whole of Nigeria says your oil belongs to Nigeria, share you get, the land in Yoruba land belongs to the Yorubas. Lagos belongs to the Yorubas. Yeah? And then the gold in Zamfara belongs to Zamfara. Abi? And all of other mineral resources that they are stealing from northern Nigeria today and eating from you, they belong to northern Nigeria. But the Niger Delta oil belongs to Nigeria, including Lagos, where they use the same oil to develop. You know, it's such a shame that some of you have no shame at all, right? That you could actually open your mouth and say Tinubu built Lagos. And you kept repeating that and repeating that and repeating that until you started believing that. Anyway, return. When they say you should return, please do. You have area market, Abi. A market that they said is, if not the biggest in the entire West Africa, it will be one of the 3 biggest markets. You have Aba International Market, a place where you could manufacture just anything. Anything. Replica of just anything. Aba is like the China of Africa. Divest your investments. You, the people of Niger Delta, you have the oil, but the oil companies headquarters are situated in Lagos. So when they count how much money they made from Niger Delta, and they are about to declare profit, they pay the profit to the government of Lagos State. So that the Elenurinu like this, a stinking, dirty hag like this, can go on Twitter and say, let us punish them because they don't respect the owner of the land. This is the guy, oh. So someone like this Elenunyomo can collect the crumb from whatever taxes these companies pay from your oil, oh. So if you have anybody you want to be angry with, I think it should be with yourselves for believing that the Igbos are your real enemies until now that the Lagos people are saying, this Lagos Agbero rather are saying, you are Igbo. Now, if they say your land is landlocked, tell them that, hello, the Igbo land that I know is not landlocked. First, they use politics to redesign the map of Eastern Nigeria, Eastern region of Nigeria, the one that signed independence agreement with the rest of Nigeria, and then got that independence in 1960. So they politically cut them off so that they can put the Igbos in the middle. And they can say, Igbo land is landlocked. Hello. Let me show you something. It's called, it's brief, because after that, we're going to go to another thing. But let me bring this to the screen. Igbo land is landlocked, a political statement to further deny the people of Eastern region the development they truly need, the one that can stop the internal migration that has created internal bad blood. There are a lot of people who have been misruled and cheated by their different rulers across Nigeria. Decided to pass the blame on the Igbos on a demo. They want to dominate everywhere. They want to control everything. Control what? Okay, let them go. No, if they go, they will suffer. Because Igbo land is landlocked. First, if you check the Google Earth, like I am doing right now, you can do it too, okay? If you go on Google, you go on there. Let's search for Onitsha. Onitsha Bridge, which is where they have the water that is visible. Sure, you get. Now, give me a sec. Just a moment. Right. Now, returning back, people said they need the port. I agree, you need port. And with solid, should I say, with the real political will, having the will, the determination that we want to do this, a kind of character or trait that is known with the Igbos worldwide. The trait, the feeling, the capacity to say, yeah, we can do this. Simply mean once you start, you will build your own seaport that is so close enough to improve the economy. Not just that of the eastern part of family, the Igbos and then other, right? It will be the economy and the life of the people of the eastern part of Nigeria, the Niger Delta, and every part of that area. It is possible, it is doable, Abi. Now, I'm going to go check, I'm going to make my search now. Let's go back on it. Right. Oh, duh. So Igbo land is landlocked, and it's an argument as if to say it is so impossible, right, to get it done and liberate the people of eastern part of Nigeria economically and all that, right? So let's say Onitsha. Now let's take a moment. Right. Now, hang on. Now, this is the Niger Bridge. Yeah? Niger Bridge. You know about that, right? Now, this is the river that they said is so small, right? Even though dredging it. Dredging it means the proper bigger ship can batch. But when you take a kind of look at the river itself flowing, where does this river flow to? It flows straight through Delta, and it flows straight on and on and on. Like that. Straight into the creek of Niger Delta, straight on, and straight into the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah? Now, this is what the people of Eastern Nigeria, just compare this to going to Lagos. Some said that we know that Nigeria intentionally underdeveloped this region, and they continue to peddle different narrative. But you know something? Now, if you have any big, massive seaport close to the sea, and then you have sort of a dredged canal, right, that could go straight into the heartland of Igbo land, supply or take out anything that they produce that they want to share with the world. This is the economic power that the Eastern Nigeria, that has been buried in Eastern Nigeria for decades. And the reason why they said, despite all of the resources, I mean, the oil that is paying and then funding some of the biggest cities in Nigeria, despite the fact that they all come from here, see, even going straight to, Yenagwa, Owerri, Porta, and the rest of those, right? With the right mindset, with real economic power, with real economic influence, if you ask me, I am going to say it is possible. So that won't take away, the obvious. First thing is going to show to the rest of, the people of Southwest Nigeria, especially the Yorubas, us, is going to help us to further expose the criminals who have been leading Yoruba land. They failed. Sure, you get, they have failed us. But whenever there is an election, they love to hide behind blame game, and Igbos are their easiest punch. I just never thought that they would take it so further that they will begin to target even we, the Yorubas, for distancing ourselves from what they have done, especially in Lagos. So, before now, it was my Lagos, not your Lagos. My Lagos, not your Lagos. Go back to Eastern Nigeria. If you are not going to vote for the people we want you to vote for, we want you to go back to where you come from. Now, this is so insulting to start with, okay? Because this is coming from the people that contribute nothing to Lagos. All of these people you are seeing here, all of them, every single of them, they contribute nothing to the financial endowment of Lagos. These are scroungers, the bottom of the barrel. Sure, you get. Their leaders are the ones, these are the ones that they instigate. Sure, you get. They contribute nothing. Political appointee, vuvuzelas, what do you call it? This is who they are. And they are those who went and said, this is our Lagos. This is our Lagos. You need to go back to where you come from. You with me? And we're like, okay. Then they won. They won an election, right? But the bigotry in them, they rigged the election and they declared themselves winner, right? But the bigotry in them is so deep, right? That even even pastors, some of them were like, I'm a pastor, man of God. Some of them, I'm a professor, I'm a doctor, I'm a this, I'm living abroad. The bigotry was so deep that even after declaring themselves winner, they started sending subtle messages to say the Yoruba, the Lagos, they like see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you another thing that you don't know. When this APC are talking, because they want to convince you to make you feel like they are real, instead of saying Tinubu, they will put Yoruba. We must stand together and fight for Yoruba. They don't give a damn about anything Yoruba, or this is a bunch of jobless miscreants. Sure, you get political Ushers, street Ushers, cretins. But they would like to put Yoruba in it, so as for it to charge well. So every Yoruba will hear that, they will think they are fighting for Yoruba. No. These are bunch of jobless miscreants that have been recruited into political life of Lagos, and they see it as turn by turn. And the Igbos, they told them that Igbos are about to stop all of that too. If they don't do something and fight and die. And they believed. So everything else doesn't matter. Then after they won, those ones who were educated among them, they started sending subtle messages. You know, some messages like, thank God for Lagos. So Lagos state government urgently needs to review land ownership and rent law so that they can begin to take back the land, the properties of Igbos. Sure, you get. We call these subtle messages when they are pretending to be trying to speak for Yoruba. No. It is still the APC talking. Subtle messages. So they want to take the properties of non-Yorubas, especially Igbos, in Lagos, so they must do something. Right? Elective and appointive policy, which means they cannot appoint anybody who is not a Yoruba, even if they are Lagosians, paying tax and living in Lagos. Sure, you get. Even born and bred and raised in Lagos. So they want that to stop, only Yorubas. Ethnic concentration of markets. All the markets where they have the dominance of the Igbos, based on what they are selling, they want the government of Lagos to look into it. Limits to liberalization culture. What they call liberalization culture is people like us rejecting this kind of mentality in the name of politics, trying to railroad the whole ethnic group, Yoruba people, into becoming bigots because of political criminals who have actually done them. They have done nothing for them, but misery, poverty. But because they felt shaken with what happened in Lagos, they want ethnic concentration of markets. They want limit of liberalization culture. Teaching of Yoruba histories in school. They want to teach Yoruba bigotry, not Yoruba history. Yoruba bigotry. How to hate people. Because, according to them, self-preservation is to fight to defend your land. One of those lies that some miseducated idiots are spewing on social media. It is called self-preservation. Ashiri. So your own self-preservation doesn't come with economic empowerment. Your own self-preservation as Yoruba doesn't come with economic protection. Your own self-preservation as Yoruba in Yoruba land doesn't come with any kind of a protection of life and properties, opportunities and all that. It is to protect the land. Abi, we have to protect Yoruba land. It's self-preservation. Self-preservation is when the wealth of the land is owned by the owners of the land. Today, the wealth of Yoruba land is not in the hands of the Yorubas. You and I know that, Abi. So what are you preserving? Your slavery. That's what you're preserving. And 18 other people is not preservation of your culture or tradition or whatever you want to call it. Stop mixing things up. Look at that person writing that rubbish. He is actually a pastor. You won't believe it. RCCG pastor. A bigot, tribalistic, animal that I share Yoruba land with. He is a pastor in RCCG of Nigeria, but a bigot in the house of God. Awolori Buruku. Now, that's why I said, don't wait till their bigotry, which has now reached the stage of anarchy, the stage of murder. Don't let them take what you have worked for all your life before you realize this. Don't let them use their access to power to take away what belongs to you. Begin to divest. Return back to Eastern Nigeria. Make it gradual if you can. Move your businesses out of Lagos. If your businesses has to do with the port. If you move a mass for real, there are many Yoruba land or Yoruba state that will take you. Do you know what? Do you know the pain in the ass for so many Yorubas to have to travel to Lagos before they can get something that you have to offer the Igbo businessmen and women? Do you know how frustrating it is? Leave Lagos for them. And I'm not saying you should do it right now. Okay? I am saying just start the process, the gradual process of divesting your... That is also going to work in advantage of the young people from eastern part of Nigeria. In fact, from my own belief, it is also going to help in reducing the tension, the restiveness that the politicians in eastern Nigeria are milking to cause chaos and then insecurity in that part of Nigeria, try it. In 5 years, give the Igbo youth who are ready to work, give them the best employment package. Even if not cleaning, an Igbo man or woman want to do in your company, pay him the salary of a bank staff. I mean this. You will attract them back. You will develop an economic respect. The rest of Nigeria will respect you. For now, the rest of Nigeria is merely tolerating the Igbos. And it's getting worse. Now, they don't give a damn whether you are not Igbo. If you are from the eastern part of Nigeria, the Niger Delta, in Yoruba land, even if you are from the Middle Belt, all of us who are Yorubas, who don't look like Yoruba, to them, they are merely tolerating us. It is just going to be a matter of time before they start attacking and killing us. They've started already. Don't give them that. Don't give them that oxygen. I don't have the power to make you go back. I can only advise. With Obi going to court, the sensation, the news, the loud, everything that will go around it, is going to further aggravate these criminals and their supporters who cannot walk. But now, when the election is over, okay, Shuku, you need to come and pay your tax. I am very happy that I've been reading a lot from the Igbos, the Easterners, who are now saying that they are now moving their businesses. They are going to begin the process of moving their businesses in part back to Eastern Nigeria. Enugu, the Enugu state obedient. They have defeated the hegemony of Enugu. So your governor, obedient governor in Enugu, is a starting point for all of you. Return your businesses to the east. Start now. In 5 years' time. No worry. Alakpama Shishe Ashiri from anywhere in Yoruba land will open his dirty mouth and say the Igbos should go back to where they come from. Because around that time, they will be begging you not to declare Biafra behind them. I have this to say, because even us Yorubas, the way Tinubu and his gang are going in Lagos, they are tagging the Yorubas. They are calling them Igbo, and it didn't start today. This is a market in Lagos, okay? In 1999, APC, Egbe put up a banner inside the market, and the banner is to show a governorship candidate of PDP, a Yoruba man. They said he's Igbo. He's made a deal with the Igbos. He's going to chase all the Yoruba Obas from Lagos. He's going to install Obi Eze in Lagos. They said he's going to chase all of the civil servants in Lagos who are Yorubas. He's going to bring in Igbos. Nothing they didn't say. Oh, everything you have seen about Favour, Badebo today, they said even worse to Jimmy Agbaje. They called him Jimmy Shuku. They said Jimmy Shuku Emeka Agbaje Chinyere. The short for Jimmy Shukuere. That's what they were calling him there. They said Jimmy Shukuere. This is how vile. The vileness in them, the darkness in their heart. Whether you see them in church as pastors, whether you see them as educated professors or doctors, it doesn't matter. But we will clamp down on them. This is 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and we are not going to. We don't need the Home Office to sack them. As you are seeing them and reporting them, if you know them personally, one-on-one, please go to the Home Office of your country, report them. If you know wherever they are working, all you have to say is that, please, are you the one who employs so and so? Can you please take a look at our social media activities? She is inciting genocide in Nigeria. You leave the rest to the authority of those countries. So now that they know we are doing that, some of them are now deleting their profiles on Twitter. They are deleting their profiles on Facebook. Some are deleting everything they've tweeted. And every xenophobic post they have put on social media, they are deleting them right now don't allow them. Go on there and screenshot them. Even if they look like fake account, screenshot them. Save them. You see these coming days, it's going to be interesting. I can promise you that. So yeah, the people that once told us that Tinubu is indeed a drug dealer, drug baron, somebody like for food Kayode, FFK, just give him food. They said he will sing for you. Maybe that is right. But look at this young man as well. Another Lagos Abobaku. Right. Lagos Abobaku. His name is Shegun. Okay. There was a time, right, that he publicly said Tinubu is a drug baron or drug lord. But today he is feeding from that drug lord. And they will gaslight just anyone. Let me tell you, I just shown you that of Jimmy Abi, the bigotry in this Tinubu. This is Tinubu. This is not Yoruba. This is Tinubu and those that are fed from their well of propaganda. Look at this boy. You see that boy in black in that face cap, the one in the middle, right? In 2018, Atiku and Bokwari are contesting. It was Atiku versus Bokwari, yeah? But in that same 2018, that boy, Jobri Gawat, put this on social media. A vote for Atiku is a vote for Igbo. Our people on ground have heard the message loud and clear. And the line has been drawn. How could the contest between Atiku and Buhari be a vote for Igbo? I am showing you all of this just so you know that we know we have a problem. We have a problem at hand. Tinubu and his gang, they are a problem in Yoruba land. And as we speak, they are just waiting for the time to finally justify the reason why they will start attacking Yorubas as well for criticizing Tinubu. They are doing them, they are doing them online right now. And they are doing them physically too. But it's going to escalate and it's going to be, you know what I mean? But we will follow everything and document everything. It's going to be a long, interesting journey, if you ask. So, Obi is back into court. Back to court. Obi is in court. And he's relying on this whole segment of their law, section, this and that and all that thing that they read. Right? So, and from what I heard, he is very, 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 very hopeful. But you see, those who didn't have problems. Remember those who didn't have problems with Muslim tickets, The likes of Oji Uzokalu, the ex-convict governor of Abia. Oh, Abia people. Alex Soti, another obedient Abi. That can also be a window, a new beginning. And some of you are already saying, those who want to return back to Eastern Nigeria, this is the new beginning that these two can actually develop a returning plan for all of you, businessmen and all of that. Give you the business, give you tax rebate, give you, government-approved lands, and let you start something. These two states can be the pioneer states of the rejuvenation, the revitalization of the Eastern Nigeria's economy. Try it. Though INEC is delaying the announcement, have you noticed? They announced places where they rigged the election violently, evidently. But you see that Abia and Enugu, they had to take the result to Abuja, delay it, and possibly deny you, but unfortunately they can't. Enugu has been released, Abia will be released, and that could be a start. I don't know why I'm so I kind of feel like it's possible, right? Now, you see those who didn't have problems with Muslim ticket, somebody like Oji Uzokalu is now campaigning to be the Senate President of Nigeria. He is a Christian, he is Igbo. And because Tinubu and Shettima, the two of them are Muslim. Nigeria is a secular state. Therefore, the Senate President should come to Igbo land. Remember, Tinubu promised Devulumayi, Senate President. He promised Oji Uzokalu, ex-convicts, the Senate President. He also promised, who else again? But I actually know about the two. So today, Oji Uzokalu is saying Christian should be the Senate president because Muslim. And my Igbo brothers and sisters, you know what they are saying? Ah, thank you. Thank you, Jerry Senator Oji. We are very grateful. We've had our shot as Senate president. Okay? We will let our brothers from the North Central, Northeast, Northwest, let them have it. Okay? Or maybe Southwest. But we are okay. Thank you very much, Oji Uzo. This is what you have to say. Hang on.
Will I be comfortable for a Muslim Senate president? The answer is no, because I speak the truth. Like I told you people that I will stand for Muslim ticket. That is the only thing that will win APC. I will not be comfortable for Muslim Senate president because this is a secular state. In a secular state, we need to accommodate interests, nations upon nations, and spread to be able to maintain the secularity of our country. So I believe that, to me, like I told you people the truth here before, that I believe in Muslim ticket. I will not believe in another Senate president being a Muslim. It will not augur well for the country. So I would like the party to zone it to me with my name. If they can do that, it will be very good because President Tinubu needs people of high character to turn around this economy, to make sure that we work for the masses and make laws that will enable him to turn around the economy. I'm an economic person. You know, I'm an entrepreneur.
Thanks for checking out Symphony on YouTube.
Thanks, Symphony. He said the party should zone it to him. This is not even like zone it to the east, because Devuluma is also there. Zone it to me. President Tinubu need, and suddenly Muslim tickets, Muslim religion now matter. It didn't matter then. So my Biafran brother said, it doesn't matter. That's how thank you, Uzo. But we are not interested. Those who no give Uzo Kalu. You know they speak for us, you know they represent us. So if you give them APC, you're on your own. So that one their side. When you dig a pit for your enemy, you are advised not to dig deep because you may fall into it. A lot of things are going to be unraveled. And those who supported the madness that APC pulled, they are likely going to be the first victims. But we are here to witness that, aren't we? So I'm going to ask you to take a moment. We are currently over 6,500 of us, especially on YouTube, right? Who are here with us live tonight. That's massive. Thank you. Thank you. Do you mind taking a moment? I mean, just take a moment, like 1 minute, and leave the comment section, right? And like the broadcast, or even subscribe onto my channel if you really love this. Let's take a break. I'll be back in a minute, okay? Like the broadcast, especially on YouTube. On Facebook, please, same. And when I get back, we can continue. Don't go anywhere.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
What
shall I say? Thank you, Lord.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for responding. But do you know how many people who responded? 500. I mean, we have over 6,000. So if we have over 6,000, then we should be doing like a 3,000 or 4,000. I'm joking. Anyway, thanks to everybody who responded. Okay. So I am also going to keep. I've been talking for almost 2 hours. So I am going to open the line. Okay. Take a few calls. So let people add their own, so that you don't just sit down there and be like, oh, it's becoming boring now. You know what I mean? Let's add to it. So I'll keep the line open now. And then I'll take 1 or 2 calls. Okay. Soludo. Soludump. After the 2023 elections, including what happened in Anambra, Soludump publicly, shamelessly said those communities, including local government areas, who failed to vote for APGA should not expect any major development from him. Now, the 97% versus 5% of Bokwari is now the Soludump professor of nonsense. God damn it. It's such a letdown, I have to say. But I'm not disappointed. Listen to this.
I will not. Unless I am certain that I'm going to do it and we have the money to do it, I'm not going to make that money. So if you just lying to people, lying to people, after a while, they no longer believe you.
As you like now, they didn't believe. If you don't have everyone, where would you see? No. What are the? I have got 30% mobilization. I've got a general certificate and I have to go. I'm no finish. Mine, in our look here, I have had a meeting with 2 contractors today. You know, one of them, the second job, I had to cancel it. Yeah, we advertised that because it was slow. Now this slow than Cornwall. See, I'm about one boy getting you know, so. Okay. So we are not MI on balance, let me tell you. MI power. The story about that NCNC on a layer 5 more is a 5 more. NCNC. The way to town vote. Yes. Yeah. So enjoy that. No NCNC there with you. Enjoy ya. Before you see on the support. Let's go for the. So there must be consequence. There must be reward and for
Soludump. Hello there. Sorry for keeping you waiting, right?
Hey. It's okay, my good Jumoke.
Hey, Sister Jumi, how are you?
I'm good, though. I'm good.
Brilliant.
My good.
Ma?
You know what? Thank God for the job you're doing, and thank God for the way you are cutting across everyone, both the Igbos, the Yorubas, and all the rest, the Hausas, all of them, all of us.
That's right.
Let me say this before I actually say what I want to say.
Please.
This Jumoke you are speaking with, you know that my name is Ola Jumoke, which shows I'm a Yoruba, right?
That's right.
And I remember sometimes ago when I was in Nigeria, a couple of years ago, I remember very well that there was a fight in my 12 between Hausas and the Yorubas.
That's right.
And that particular day, I wanted to go. I was going out. I wasn't actually going to my 12, but I was going out, and I was at the Barbridge bus stop because I live in Victoria Island.
Right.
And I was in the front of a island police station, and some people came to me and said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm just going out." You know, I said, I hope you're not going to my 12. I said, not at all. I said, what about? I said, what about? They said, don't go to my 12. The Yorubas will kill you. I said, what are you talking about? I am a Yoruba person. They said, Omo, you look like Hausa.
Really?
If you see me, I actually look like Hausa, honestly. I know that right from the beginning. And I know that I look like Hausa, you know. I look like Hausa woman. That's how I look.
And if you now mistakenly dress like one, then that's it. Even if you are speaking Yoruba, even if you are showing your ID card, nobody will believe you then, right?
Exactly. Yoruba, my own Yoruba could have killed me, mistaking me for Hausa, you know, simply because Hausa and the Yorubas were fighting. Exactly. You know, now I'm coming to what I want to say. Julius Malema of South Africa said something. He said, if Nigerians hate themselves this much, why can't they just go ahead and divide? There's no need of them living together. You see, unfortunately, Julius Malema, you know, unfortunately, Mayego, Nigeria is not one. We can never be one. For the first time, I'm not the kind that easily gets scared of situations. But this particular thing that started between Igbo and Yoruba scared me in the sense that in my mind, I was looking at Rwanda's problem.
It's not so hard to see.
Exactly, whereby two tribes, Hutu and the Tutsi, were killing themselves. A man that married the other tribe killed his wife. Some killed their children because they are half Hutu and the other side. See how much Yoruba and Igbos have intermarried. See how much they have intermarried. So now, what are we going to say? What are we going to do right now? What we see? Myself and one lady from Edo State, we were talking, and we were just like making some points. If you see the amount of bitterness, because she's not Igbo, but she's tending towards Igbo. If you see the amount of bitterness that she threw at me, and I'm like, serious, even right now, I have to beware of her. You understand? This is people I've known since in the 19-something. You know, I have to beware of her. I'm looking at Rwandan, situation in Nigeria right now. So I think at this point, you make very important points. It is now a time, everybody, we should find our level right now. This is just even the time for us to divide. Is it that we go back to the regional issues, or everybody have their own country? If we still love that Nigeria so much, maybe we should have United States of Nigeria. We love that Nigeria
on the terms, we really love that on the terms that everybody agreed to. So that anybody, if anybody violates this agreement, we are breaking up, we are going our separate to say, yeah, fine, let's do that. I mean, there must be a conversation, national conversation in Nigeria now. There must be.
Exactly. But the hatred that is between us right now, and it's not in our own level, it's not between me and you level. It is these politicians for their own pockets, for their own greediness, for their own wickedness. They kept pulling this card.
Yes.
I'm glad you went back to 2000 and something, whereby they pulled the same card and called that PDP man all sorts of names.
Yes.
My dear brother.
And they will do it again the next time.
And they will keep doing it. So they will never stop. Until, and let me tell you something.
Please.
If by then we will finally divide, Yoruba will fight themselves, people will fight themselves, Hausa Fulani will fight themselves, every of that tribe will fight themselves. So what is going on? My brother, that's what I want to say, John.
See, my sister, thank you so much, ma, at least for chipping that in. Let's hear from others too. It's such a pleasure hearing from you. So that's Lady Jumi calling from the US.
Hello.
So, hello, sir.
Hello, good evening, my good general.
Good evening to you. How are you?
Hey, I'm fine. How are you doing?
Well, I'm here, surviving. I'm worried. Thanks for asking.
It's been a long time. This is This is the Ikwaku, the Nikwaku.
Oh, the Nikwaku, my brother.
Yes.
Long time.
Yes, yes.
I thought you've kind of
It's been a
abandoned
long
me.
time. Never. I used to come online, but to call is a problem.
Right. I'm glad to hear from you today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So it's been a long time. I want to thank you because I've been watching your program. I've been watching your. I mean, you've been telling us everything that we need to hear. You understand? And I want to tell people that whatever I'm in Nigeria now, you know, it's not nobody's going to tell me what is happening. I'm here in Nigeria, so I know
you have the first-hand experience. Please share with us.
Yes, I witnessed the election. I followed them to secretariat around 12 a.m. of presidential election. I followed them. I saw the rigging 12 a.m. on 26th of February. I was there. I went there for the following morning on Sunday. I saw how it was rigged. I saw how they are writing results. In fact, they asked me who am I. I told them that I'm a driver because I drove myself. They thought they didn't know that I'm one of observers.
The observers.
You know, I'm not a party member, but I went there to observe whatever is going on. Nigerian police is so corrupt. Nigerian police is rigging election with APC people. I saw it. I saw it. Nobody's going to tell me what happened. I saw it myself. Nigeria police and APC people are the one rigging election in Nigeria. If anybody asks you, I have video. I have video evidence. I videoed them. I followed them bumper to bumper. I have evidence of whatever happened on that day of 26th of February. So forget them. Whatever is happening in Nigeria is not about Yoruba. It's not about Igbo. It's all about elite, wicked elite, who are trying to cause problems between ethnic groups in Nigeria. They are trying to cause problems between the poor party who they have made to remain poor so that they can be able to use them whenever they want to use them. I told people, when you are done rigging elections, when you are done killing your brothers in the name of politics, when you go to petrol stations to buy fuel, tell them that you are from APC, that you supported so and so person, so that they will sell fuel cheaper for you. When you go to the market, tell them that you are from APC, that your brother is Igbo, your papa is Hausa, you want to buy food, they will sell it cheaper to you. That's my message to them. It doesn't matter. We are all suffering in Nigeria. I bought fuel 480 naira in Nigeria. I had to pay for petrol station first before entering. Everybody is suffering it. It has no tribe. It has no religion. It has no ethnicity. We are all suffering. We are all suffering,
brother.
So if you think you can, yeah. Thank you, Mayegun. Thank you very much.
The Nikwagu, my brother. So yeah, I have another person on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Mayegun.
Sir AK. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. Nice to finally get today.
I'm actually happy you got through, because I can imagine what it feels like most of the time you miss it, because I know you and the attempt you always put into want to speak. So yeah, lucky you. And then lucky me too. So sir, you have the floor.
It's great to be here today. I just want to, there's nothing that is happening right now that has not happened before. I just want to let the obedient know that these are some of the reasons why people like me don't vote in Nigeria.
Anymore.
We will not vote. I will never vote in Nigeria. Maybe when I get to the Dual Republic, I can vote, but not in this Nigeria. And if anybody believes this is new, the person has not been following attentive.
He hasn't.
There was a publication by Lamido about 2-3 years ago,
right,
when he was challenging the poor people. Just for you, all of us to understand that, look, that they always find their point of division in Nigeria. You will see the Yoruba people that are bigots. You will see the Igbo people that are bigots. They explore this. You will see some religious bigot people, Christian bigot, Muslim bigot. So I always tell people, Nigeria problem doesn't have tribal mark. It doesn't have religious affiliation. It's the same corrupt system that is exploiting all this, whatever they can find, to divide the people. So
what is that thing that will get their attention? What is that thing that can get them more angry? So they keep throwing them until one sticks. If one sticks, this time around it seems that the tribal stuff stuck. but it's taking us to where we are. We don't know now. It's now it's no longer just about the election anymore. It is it's ripping through families, relationship like never seen before right now.
I want to read about just 2 paragraphs in what Lamido said. Please. He was very frank. And the title is Nigeria is too weak to break. And it says, the former governor of Jigawa, who was quoted last week as saying that Nigeria cannot break up because members of the elite are united in preserving the advantage over the masses, irrespective of their differences of tribe and religion. Nigeria is too weak to break. Who will break it? The ordinary person in Jigawa, or the ordinary person in Sokoto, or the ordinary person in Bayelsa. Is it the Igbo organizer or Yoruba woman selling kerosene by the roadside, or the Okada man in Delta? They don't have the capacity to unite because they are burdened by poverty. We have taken away from them their dignity, their self-esteem, their pride and self-worth. So they cannot even organize. Up there, we, the elite, unite. We will never allow Nigeria to break because once it breaks, we will lose. But the common man loses nothing. What is he losing? It's already in air. He cannot lose anything more than this air. This is what he said. From him.
Remember.
So when you are Yoruba man fighting an Igbo man, just know because they want to keep both of you in air. If you are Igbo man fighting Yoruba man or Yoruba man fighting Igbo man, they are succeeding on you. You don't know that. They want to keep both of you in perpetual poverty. Just know that that's what you're getting for eating yourself, for killing yourself, just because of a politician. And my second part of the message today as well is for people who don't understand that the establishment cannot fight establishment. The only revolutionary candidate in this election was Omoyele Sowore, and all of you refuse to look at his side. You're trying to fight establishment with an establishment. Until you start to get the revolutionary spirit in you, Nigeria is going nowhere. Let me tell you tomorrow,
yes, sir.
Obi may become advisor to this government, to Tinubu. They will all pally, and everybody will move forward. If you lose your life, you just lose it for nothing, zero. So just get that in your mind. That all these politicians.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Don't let me give opportunity.
Yeah, I know. You know, there's so many people on the queue, right? And I love the fact that you've been very precise with your own message, right? Let me take another call, sir. Okay, I appreciate that so much.
Thank you.
Great. Now I have another caller on the line here. Hello.
Be very precise. One name.
My brother,
one number, one name before. Only you have the entitlement of one name.
Because I got it from my own one name, my own brother from another mother. Osita.
Yeah.
Sir.
All right.
How are you?
Good job, my brother.
Thank you for that.
I'm fine. Yeah. Anyway, what I want to say here is you see, freedom has a cost.
It does.
If we think that is everything about revolution to keep Nigeria together, I am telling you the gospel truth is not going to work.
Explain.
You remember I told you the problem about Nigeria is the constitution. But believe me, with this 2023 election, we'll find out that they've gone beyond that. They've gone beyond the constitution because they make laws that they don't even follow.
No.
Even the one that favors them, but they don't even obey. So when people are thinking that it is only a one-man action, that you think that only one man will stand on the podium and say, let us fight this thing out. If you think it works that way, it is never going to work. Go and look at what happened in Egypt. It started with the ordinary people. It did not start with anybody who is a leader of anything in Egypt. So if we don't feel the pain, we will never react.
Right.
You know, it has nothing to do with P2B. It has nothing to do with Omolesho or whatever. It has nothing to do with neither Sunday Igbo, but it has something to do with us. It's our mind. It's our might. It's our fight. If we decide to, we will get it done. But if we don't, we will never. Because everybody is following the path of me chop, make you chop. According to Wiki, Enyen Deba. Which is, if they give to these people, they give to these people.
Shop and Shop Nigeria Limited.
Yes. Do you think, common sense, do you think this thing they say rotational government, do you think it's the normal thing to do? Any society in the world that practices it, trust me, my brother, that society is swimming in the ocean of corruption. In America, for example, nobody dictates where the president comes from. Donald Trump, he lost the election in New York, where he was born. But yet, he became the president of the United States of America. That is when you will know that the system is working. But when we keep saying, oh, it's the turn of Yoruba, it's the turn of Igbo, it's the turn of Hausa, it's the turn of FPC, these things are not going to work.
Of course.
What is it telling us? What it's telling us is that we are not one. Let us go our separate ways. We gave them, even the white, the so-called British that we blame and blame and blame. I won't blame them because they gave us a blueprint to succeed or success. And what was the blueprint? Regional government. Control whatever you have. But did we follow it?
No.
We didn't follow it. So these things that we are talking about, I keep saying it. When I say that education, they destroyed education. Education is not certificate, for God's sake.
It's not just certificate.
Education is knowledge. Education is knowledge.
To learn, unlearn, and at the same time put, once you know better, you do better. That's what is called education. You don't wallow in bigotry.
Yes, ability to have, ability to have the mind of your own.
Yes.
You choose the life that you want to live. I used to tell people, in America here, you have beggars. But if you want to become a beggar, you become a beggar. It's your choice.
It will be by choice.
It's your choice. So let nobody be confused about anything and say, oh, that we are looking at. The only thing I tell people right now, even if everybody is supporting P2B right now, but he has done his own, what are we doing is our question. What do we think is our question? He's not going to be affected. He has money to buy whatever he wants to buy, live the kind of life he wants to live. Let us think about our own individual self. Is these people helping us or they are killing us? Today,
Rosita.
there is just one thing today. My friend, my late friend, his younger brother that lives in America here.
Right.
I looked at his WhatsApp story. I know he has been complaining himself is taking side in this bigotry that is going on in Lagos. This whole charade. And I saw what he put on his WhatsApp story. He was trying to talk about, there was a comment they attribute to the Rothschild that the Jews are meant to serve and all those things. I called him immediately. I told him, if you don't bring that nonsense thing that you put there down, don't call my phone again. Are you stupid? You don't know if they trace you, they could trace my line.
That's right.
And think that we are the same thing. You don't say any nonsense about the Jews here. So that is the way it is. We are only helping these stupid people that call themselves elite to become what they want to become. I just need people to understand it. The fight is our own.
It is, and it's turning to it as well. Thanks so much, Osita. Yeah.
Yes, it's not for Sunday, bro.
I know.
It's not for anybody.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you very much.
You stay safe, Osita. I have another person on the line. Here. Hello there.
How are you? Am I good?
I am very well. How are you? Very well, sir.
Yeah, nice to hear.
Finally,
nice
yes.
To your program.
I know. Thank you for joining us. Do you mind muting you can mute the broadcast possibly, or leave the room? I can hear myself again, if it's possible.
I'm muted. Can you see me?
I can hear you now. It's not echoing again, I think.
Okay, all right, okay, fine.
But all of us can hear you too. Please, go on.
Yes. So what we come to things have been going now. So we're looking for we are looking for solutions.
Yes, we are.
And then I got two solutions that will solve Nigerian problem.
Beautiful.
And I want us to discuss this.
Please share with us.
Right. Let's not make no mistake. People, I see all these politicians, whether for everybody, whether you're contesting for governorship, president, or House of Assembly, House of Rep, people are spending millions of pounds, millions of dollars, or millions of naira. Yeah? Fortune. Spending a lot of money. Money that you cannot account for. No businessman spend money unwisely like that.
No.
At the end of the day, if you spend such money, there's no other two ways about it. The only reason you're spending this money to get into the office is to go back there and steal.
That's right.
Because they have to recruit this money. Nobody will put money in the bush and just fold his hand.
No.
And the only way you can do it is steal. So the essence of these people spending this fortune is not for good governance. No. It's not because of they like you.
No. And
spending this fortune they're spending, they're not spending it because of Yoruba, because of Igbo, because of Hausa,
it's investment.
because of this. This is the money coming from his pocket. This is money coming from his pocket.
That's right.
So he's going to get this money. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. If you want to solve Nigerian problems, let's say, okay, let's now see that everybody wants to be sincere. We've got two terms. This period of election, they inflicted the pen, bigotry, everything. We want to move forward. Let's forget about the past. Okay, let's move forward now. Let's bring Nigerians together.
Right.
If we, I'll put this into you straight away.
Right.
If we have in our constitution a law, this is going to be a little bit barbaric, but not barbaric, or probably some people will say very uncivilized.
Yeah, we can polish it, right? It may sound barbarian, right? It may sound barbaric, but yeah, let me hear it. We are all here now. Go on, please.
Exactly. So if we put in our constitution, I have to be very conservative with this amount of money. Because I value human life. So I will not say, let me make it this way.
Okay.
Anybody in Nigeria,
right?
I don't care the office you are, whether you are local government or if you steal more than $1 million, if you steal, when I mean $1 million, public money, taxpayers' money, if you steal more than $1 million and you have a law and you go to court, holistic court, and they find you guilty that you steal more than $1 million, you will face a firing squad. You go for public execution. How many politicians you think that will be there?
Like they do in China. But if they now steal 999,999, just maybe $1 to 1 million by law, that's not 1 million. So what do you think? Because let me tell you something. Thieves are so
the reason I'm suggesting the amount of money is to be a bit careful about human life.
Okay. See, I was just trying to be a little bit sarcastic there. Okay. You know why I pointed that out? Because you are so specific, right? What will qualify for firing squad? That's why I intentionally used that, okay? Because you are so specific, like $1 million.
Because I know Nigeria is stupid.
Nigeria, the thieves are smart. So if I steal 999,999 pounds, that's £1 before 1 million, then I can escape a firing squad. Maybe. But I get what you mean, sir. When you steal money in China, when you are found guilty in China,
we can endure that.
No. When you are found guilty of stealing money in China, sir, when you are found guilty of stealing public money in China, okay, even now you yourself go tell your family, say they're not going to see you again before they arrest you. Because you know that they're likely not going to see you again. life in jail or death. It doesn't matter how much you steal. That's how they do it in China. So maybe we should not be specific.
Okay.
Like if you steal 1 million or if you steal 100,000, because they are smart thieves, sir.
I'm trying to be very merciful to them for their life.
Okay. Like you must do something that big before we fire you. Okay.
That big. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Because a lot of them see millions of dollars. I'm trying to be very merciful to their lives.
I see.
Yes?
We should show mercy. Tamper justice with mercy.
Yes? Trust me, if you have that law today, if you see more than that, Nigeria would die. Nobody, almost 50% of these people vie for us. You will never see them contest for public office. They will never appear. They will never come.
I know.
They will all run away.
Something to at least something to scare them. Something that they know that if I am caught and I'm guilty, that may be my hand. Something, I get that. In the Constitution, Baba, thank you so much.
There is one solution I want to give you. Another solution
another
one for this our struggle quickly is that people make no mistake. We cannot get this thing by going to court. You know, the court is not going to work. The only way, if this solution is not there, then we have to divide the country. And if we have to divide the country, go to Bidua, France, or wherever you can, we have to start preparing for armed struggle. Definitely.
God bless you, sir. Thank you so much. Let me take another one.
There's nothing like armed struggle. It's not going to work. Thank you.
I know. They will push us there. Are they not already pushing people there now? They will push people there eventually. So thank you so much. I'll take another call. Hello.
Hello, Baba.
Oh yeah.
Baba.
How you doing? Baba, you need to mute that one. No, mute that one so that we can hear ourselves. How you doing, Baba?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Everywhere.
Yeah. Good evening. More blessing, Baba.
More blessing too, amen.
I'm in Lagos.
You're in Lagos right now, which is great.
Yes, sir.
Baba, share with us what's going on in Lagos. The election is over.
Yeah. I was there doing the presidential election.
Oh, you've returned.
I'm there doing the governorship election. That hatred is too much. I don't want to lie to you.
Yeah.
Even though me got to just go, oh no, you mean that be you Igbo.
So all this summer fún ọgọ face to face àbíké wọgọ la wojú tẹ gan tó jọjú Yorùbá yìí. So about in pe wọgọ lọmọjọ Igbo. If you see anybody gbogbo ẹni tán pè ní ọmọjọ Igbo, you are the potential target later o. If they call you ọmọjọ Igbo, you dey laugh. Baba, you may be the type potential. Go on.
I have a friend. So sọ fún mi pé mo tẹ́lẹ̀ Peter Obi. Ní pé ìdí tí Peter Obi bá jẹ president, I lọ build the seaport. They like Igbo. Understand? I love this for Anambra. Àwọn Igbo máa fi Èkó lẹ̀. But kí wá ní they like Igbo they fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Igbo bá ń gbé papọ̀. That thing they fẹ́ máa intimidate wọn. Hatred yẹn ti pọ̀ jù. Even though àwọn people is close ni wọn. Ọtún wá wá ta, ọtún wá wá látọjà, ọwọ́ àgbà pọ̀ Igbo yẹn. So I can even show you that because we are one business in you.
So all of them, they came to beg and all that. You saw that, Baba?
Yes. I don't want to like clowns in our people. Oh no.
It is well. Thank you so much for sharing that. Hey, I've lost him. Anyway, so he just told us there that he witnessed the hatred. He witnessed the vile firsthand when he was in Nigeria during the election. So another eyewitness. Hello there.
Hello, my ego.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, thanks. You see, in 1994.
Yes, sir.
During the hello.
Yeah, loud and clear. Please.
Yeah, you see, in 1994, when the Rwandan genocide started and lasted for 100 days.
That's right.
It was pre-social media. And now that we have pretty much an average citizen It's pretty much a walking broadcaster, a walking CNN in their rights. And the amount of information that is floating through the pipeline. It's just a matter of continually study dows. Tension on this study pipeline. It can get out of hand at any given moment.
Yes.
She wants to say, "I'ma make Nigeria uninhabitable for àwọn tí ó ní ọgbọ́n, àwọn tí wọ́n lè já ẹ̀mí wọn gbà. Let's make the diaspora uninhabitable for their pastime. Wọ́n mọ̀lá tó wókọ, àmọ́ bí tó ń gbé." So for anyone who lives in North America, and I will put a post there, your petition should go to the Canadian Security Intelligence Service. When you search canada.ca, that will take you to that website. It's listed there. Just drop your note on their website. Many of them have become
putting their family there.
They've married. They've found all sorts of means to become Canadian residents. But you know one thing that once you become an instigator of hate crime, so anywhere in the diaspora,
never make anywhere comfortable for them and their
we
supporters.
should never make any part of the diaspora.
If you see them anywhere on social media inciting people back in Nigeria, posting nonsense on social media, just go there and report them. Leave the rest for the authority in those countries. They will handle it.
Internet does not sleep and it doesn't forget.
Internet doesn't forget.
So it doesn't forget. So everyone, you're not competing. This is not about financial. You just capture and dump the data. They will sort it all out.
Yes.
Everybody look and his pictures tell 1,000 words. They can't hide. So we will inundate them with electronic data.
Please.
They can attack, they can be violent. Yeah, nobody has this monopoly to violence.
No.
It will be an intellectual warfare now.
Right.
So we should not make any other part of the world
don't go onto their platform, be throwing the same tribal war view. Just watch
don't
what
get
they have
into
posted,
the tribal.
screenshot it, copy the link. Wherever
and
you
report
are,
it. That's it. The video, wherever you see them in video, in audio,
go there and report them. Not to Facebook. Don't report not reporting to Facebook or Twitter. We are talking about
Facebook.
Capture information.
You go
to this website and report them as inciting genocide in Nigeria.
Inciting genocide in Nigeria. And guess what? They will take special interest.
They will.
Because just being a member of their society, pretty much you are a national threat.
Yes.
So anything Obama bring a national threat, you become a national threat. So if you are a citizen, even if you don't have the residence permit of this part of the world, it doesn't matter. They will find this bunch of rogues and they will put them on notice. That's my contribution for tonight. Thanks for the great job you've been doing.
I know then that there are so many people who have an idea of what I was talking about, and I'm glad that you came on to even kind of explain it further. Thank you, sir. I appreciate
it's in the inbox. Check. Just go there. Check the comment section. You'll see, and I'll keep posting it there.
Please. God bless you. Comfort. Here, I have another caller. Hello.
Hello, Mayegu.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm enjoying your program.
Thank you.
You see, this bigotry that is going on now, it has been going on for a very long time. I remember in year 2000, I was in Mina. I was a teacher in one of the secondary schools there, and I'm international school.
Right. Tell us more.
Yoruba people were slaughtered kill like foul that period. They were even carrying people to my pregnant women, dumping them in the well. We were held up in the school that we couldn't go home because I'm not Hausa, I can't speak Hausa, so they will see me as a Yoruba man. So all of us, I was a youth copper then, all of us in that school, we were in that school that we couldn't go home because of what was happening. So that now, that's what's happening in Lagos now. Yoruba killing Igbo. And these are not the real Yoruba people. These are Yoruba thugs doing it.
Exactly.
Any good Yoruba people will not do that thing. I lived in Lagos for many years before I traveled abroad. Many good Yoruba people will not do this thing that people are doing now.
Now these jobless cretins now who are entitled, they feel like they are supposed to be rich, but they are not. How come the non-Yorubas are coming here to be rich? Then our leaders must have given them that chance, but they didn't give us. So they are entitled and they are jealous. Hardworking Yorubas are making friends with Igbos, making business partners with them, making money with Igbos. The Yorubas I know who have Igbos as friends, they will tell you, I've made so much money that we ever even think of in my life through that guy. So who are these entitled guys that are claiming that Igbos are coming to take their land? The jobless political Oshins. Please, continue.
And their political leaders are the people selling those ideas to them.
See?
And they are working on it. You see, like what I'm thinking now, Nigeria, we can, if Yoruba are being killed in the north that time I said, now Igbo are being killed in the Yoruba land that what's happening. Nigeria is not one. It's better. You don't love the Igbo. You don't let them go. Why are you keeping them? Why are you holding them in those? Let them go and develop their country because their country. That's just what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Ipa. Thank you. I'll take another one here. Hello there.
Hello, my good general.
Prince Jejema.
General Baba.
How are you?
I'm fine, Baba. We are enjoying you, Baba.
I'm enjoying all of you tonight as well. Like, I'm enjoying myself. And thank you, at least, for enduring me. Oh, enjoying me.
Thank you, Baba.
Go on.
Thank you. You're welcome, sir.
Thanks, Baba.
My good general, yes, I want to start it this way. You see, I want to start it by saying that the person will hold somebody for granted and refuse to let go. Yeah? That person automatically is holding himself.
He's holding himself
that is the situation.
Too, because he himself no go.
Yes. Yes, that is the situation of Nigeria and Igbo,
the Biafrans and the Igbos.
What do you call it? Yeah, Biafrans and Igbos. That is one. My good general.
That one deep, Prince. How long have you been thinking about that thing? That deep, they get me thinking, Sha. So if I hold somebody now, say, you know, they go anywhere. Hold there, say there, you know, they go anywhere. Say, let me go, leave me. You know, they go anywhere. Now, two of us know they go anywhere. If we are actually being honest, myself know they go anywhere. Myself, that's deeper.
You know why? Let me just a little bit of expansion before I go to the other one.
All right.
You see, Baba, why I say so, you know, everything that or tax that they are trying to put on everything that Igbo man is doing in his commerce, every tax that Nigeria want to put on Igbo man, they continue to put tax in the seaport, on the street, custom will do their own, police will do their own, then local government will do their own, federal government will do their own. At the end of the day, the Igbo man, after all those suffering, every of those tax, he will add it into his goods that I want to sell. And and add his own gain. And the whole Nigeria is the people that are going to buy it. Are you getting me, Maegu? So, now so, a person will hold person for ground, hold himself. That is one.
Wow.
Secondly, see, Maegu, I want the Yorubas and the Igbos to listen. There are two types of Yorubas in this matter. One is those that want Yoruba nation. They know that Nigeria is not workable and Nigeria is not serving the purpose of ordinary Yoruba man. No. The other ones are the ones who are on the pampas of Tinubu, waiting to grab one position or the other. You know, I want to have my djembe. You understand me? Jemusakpo. Yeah, and those ones, they are just in the minority. I want people, the Biafrans to know this, you know, so that you know what is going on. They are in maybe 5%, let me put it that way, because majority of the Yorubas are suffering in Nigerian arrangement. Okay, so it's the lack of Tinubu and all the pampas gangsters that are in 5%. All they want is that I want to have my djembe, in position, Jemusakpo. So so what the Biafrans also have this kind of people. In Biafran, we have at least 99% wants to go for Biafra. It's 1% that are those that are in the Asorok, Iron Asorok, the like of this Soludo Nwike, and Devoromai, and this Ozodimba, hopeless Ozodimba. You understand? They like they are those that are in those groups.
And they will do anything to remain, to maintain their seat on that table.
Exactly. To see they remain in Nigeria the way Nigeria is. The Fulanis also, 90% of them or 95% of them are suffering. They are all in the bush.
All of us, they collect for Nigeria, if we are all being truthful. Nnamdi Kanu said, if Nigerians are being honest, right, what Biafrans are fighting for, every part of Nigeria should be fighting for the same thing. Like, we don't want to be part of this anymore. We are no. We want to leave. Please, we don't want to be part of this anymore. Instead of all of Nigeria to be fighting Biafra, they should be fighting like Biafrans. So, that's what he said.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, Mayegu in summary, the idea, because Tinubu, when you say a thief is the master of a thief. There's a name we call it a Berima. It's not ordinary thief. You understand? The thief, which is higher than thief, is called a Berima in the Biafran Igbo language. You understand?
It's called what?
Ekberima. Yes.
That's a strong thief, or what do you call it?
The father of thieves. That is
the chief thief.
The chief thief, and it's very, very crafty.
You come back from shrine. Where they bring all these things this evening, Prince? It's like you have written them down for a while. You just said, okay, I want to hear that. Go on.
I don't be old man.
You're old man. No, you're old man already. But this wisdom, it can't be like say, you know, we just say drop arm, lamba like that. They drop arm. You can't want to say more. You get that for stock before you came on. Go on. I won't forget that.
See, Baba, the plan of Tinubu is to destabilize anybody that is thinking about Yoruba nation, so that they can continue in Nigerian project. And Nigerian project is the way he captured Lagos State. He wants to capture Nigeria fully into his pocket, not in the pocket of the Yoruba nation. Okay?
Thank you, the Prince. Ma, take this
so
one.
On the
Prince,
final note,
our time is almost done. Okay, on the final one, I thought you said in summary. When you said in summary, I thought that was the last one. So on the final one, after summary, okay, I'll listen quickly.
Okay, Baba. On the final note, Pastor Aneshi, I want to use him as a point of contact to every mega pastor, mega private jet, and mega tithe and offering pastors in Nigeria. I'm talking to them. They should wake up. Muslim ticket is a terrorist agenda. They must wake up now. Pastor Aneshi told this church member yesterday to pray that
if Tinubu is the will of God, it will be sworn in. But if it's not, they should pray that it no go reach there. I said, well, okay.
Thank you. That is the Bible say, don't pray amiss. That is praying. That's a wrong prayer. Very wrong prayer that is praying.
Right.
Because if you are telling people to pray that prayer, God is no longer interfering in the affair of Nigeria, because those pastors, they are there instead of advising their millions of members that Nigeria solution is only by referendum. You understand? Before or restructuring before anything called election.
Election at all.
They refuse to do that. Now the only solution is to act like Reverend Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, no day for church. They pray, they speak in tongues. He marched the street, action by action, the whole world. You can only show your grievances through marching on the street, and the government will recognize that you are aggrieved. Without that, you sit in your room, you are speaking in tongues. It is useless. You are praying and fasting. The Bible says prayer without work is dead. Thank you, my good general.
Thank you so much, the Prince Jojoman. I am supposed to take my last call, but I am worried that if I do that, I may not leave here tonight. There's so many people who want to get in tonight, and then our time is so up. Now, I am going to beg you that we will have to shift that phone call till tomorrow or next one. So thank you, every one of you who joined me tonight. I have shared what I think you should know. Other people have added their own contribution to make it kind of more broad. However, a lot of you also know what you know. Okay? So if for any reason, which I believe you would, come across their propaganda propagating this hatred, and some of them are these subtle, divisive social media posts, I implore you, I know it's not going to be easy, but for the sake of your own mental health, I implore you not to engage them. Whether you are Yoruba, whether you are Igbo, in the coming days, you are going to see more of these hateful messages from APC. They just don't know how to stop. Do you get? Did you get that? They don't know how to stop. They probably want to stop, right? But they just don't know how. This is the only thing they know. When you box them into a corner, they start lying. And during lying, they start instigating people. This is what they do. And you should expect more and worse in the coming days. Don't engage them. Preserve your own mental health. Think of the type of messages you are going to be engaging on social media. I am saying this to you because with Obi, who is about to beam the biggest torchlight they've ever beamed on Tinubu since his name first popped up in the political arena of Nigeria. What Peter Obi is about to do has never been done in the history of election or politics in Nigeria. It is scary and it is going to be interesting. When you box APC to a corner like that, when you try to corner them like this, the best tool they use is propaganda. And when they do them, they have their targeted audience. Like what happened in this election. There will be responses, including violence. I am very much happy that the Yorubas have also signed up to say, Tinubu will not destroy the heritage and then the image of Yoruba people. Because of his selfishness, his self-ambition, and his greed. Of course, we know there are those street urchins, these crumb eaters, crumb chasers, all-risers, ass-lickers, that will do and say anything just to defend the drug baron, the sick, demented relic called Tinubu. But dragging the Yorubas into your political bigotry, that is too much for the genuine, Yorubas to take. Your bigotry has now hitten deeper into the united fabric of the Yorubas and the Igbos in Yoruba land. Marriages, homes, you are tearing and destroying relationship. Just with that bigotry, we will fight back. Our fight is not usually physical, but we'll touch you and go touch you. MC Oluero, and go touch him. Everything that we know they hold dear outside Nigeria, will be taken away from them and returned back to Nigeria for them, and they should use it there. Now, listen, this may sound like nothing will happen. Look at me very well. Not even Kalu can confidently say nothing will happen. we have a special interest in that MC Olueron. All the people that were killed in Lagos on the 18th of March, all the voters, whether Yoruba, Igbo, or what have you, killed in Lagos, MC Olueron's name will be at the top of the petition of those the whole world will ask what happened to those people. The video where he threatened people, including the one that he staged a fake apology, then what happened the following day when they were chasing and looking for Igbos, we will chase them down. MC, after your election, you will need a vacation, Abi. You would like to go to America for your own vacation and all that. Of course, you can always start, you can start preparing for your vacation. In fact, you might actually have to go for your last vacation before the whole thing hit the right people that will eventually stop you in one of those trips. We'll make sure of that. Not just in America. It's going to be all over the world. You know, it go be like saying a pankpe. So even if you escape this one, if they shield you from that one, you know what I mean, you will know that your life is not like it's not going to be the same anymore. That one that they can just write your ticket and they go America, they do video. Now you will have to go about watching your back. Yeah, I mean, when that time comes, Mayegun will be here to report it, including Tinubu. When they will now turn Tinubu to your Abacha, he will not leave Nigeria. Sure you get. He will have to stay there and die there because of the fear of what is likely going to happen if he leaves. So don't think elections don't have consequences, elections have consequences, and you should be bold enough. Don't be a coward, to own up to your own actions. I'll see you some other time. Enjoy your evening. And don't forget, like this broadcast before you go. Subscribe to my channel. Thank you to everybody who actually finally heeded that call. You subscribed. And I think I may actually be heading to 78, 80,000, 100,000. Take me to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, please. I'll see you some other time. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. adìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Máyégún máa wí. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Àníyàn sọ́ra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.